Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class, we were talking about the earthquake and we were seeing that what are the different causes of the earthquake. Basically, what is earthquake students? Earthquake is a sudden rapid shaking or rolling of the earth. It means here vibration are produced inside the earth and that will causes the shaking. We know that our earth is basically divided into three parts: crust, mantle and core. And earthquake generally it occurs due to the vibration, due to the movement occur in the layer of the earth. You see, here it is that what is the cause of an earthquake? So we have seen that the tectonic plates, the plates which is present there, which is present at the upper layer of the mantle and which used to float slowly inside the molten mantle. These tectonic plates sometimes they drift closer, they come closer, and if they come closer, there is a chances of a collision. So they may strike each other and break into pieces, and due to which a lot of energy will be released, and that can cause this earthquake. See, in ancient time, people they were they do not know what is the true cause. So their ideas of the earthquake it is related to the stories, and these stories that is that even if you see students, these kind of stories you can heard from your grandparents today also. So it is the myth only because they are actually not knowing what is the exact cause of the earthquake. Here you see, the outermost layer of the earth is not one piece, it is fragmented, and each fragment is called as a plate. And these plates they are in a continuous motion, and when they brush past one another or plate goes under another due to collision, they causes disturbance in earth crust, and it is the disturbance that shows up as an earthquake on the surface of earth. So here just talking about the tectonic plate students. So when the tectonic plates they come closer to each other, they hit each other, they strike over each other, and due to this collision magnitude of energy is released. Okay, this will cause disturbance in the earth crust, and this disturbance means what? It means the energy released due to which vibration is produced, and this vibration will causes the sudden shaking of the earth, or this vibration is responsible for the disturbance that can be show up as an earthquake on the surface of earth. So this is the one reason, that is tectonic plates, the movement of the tectonic plate. But it is not only the only reason by which the earthquake occurs or the tremors can be produced. When we talk about the tremors, it is the vibration only. So you see, what are the different causes of the tremors? So tremors on the earth can also caused when a volcano erupt, or a meteor hit the earth, or an underground nuclear explosion is done. So earthquake, nuclear explosion, because what happened in a nuclear explosion, it releases a powerful vibration around the site of explosion, and due to this powerful vibration which is produced because of explosion, and that will resulting into an earthquake. So vibration is produced because of explosion, and that will cause the earthquake. And similarly, in case of a volcanic eruption also, in case of a volcanic eruption, there is a release of a huge amount of energy, and as the volcanic eruption occur, so a lot of energy is released, and when the energy is released, that will also cause a vibration, and this vibration, it will result into an earthquake. So volcano eruption, even the meteor, when the meteor hits students, it's a kind of explosion only, right? So when it will comes to the ground, to the surface, then it will because it consisting a lot of energy, so obviously it will produces a vibration, and that vibration will going to spread in a large area, and that will result into the earthquake. So the tremor is also produced by nuclear explosion, by volcanic eruption, as well as by the hit of the meteor. There is another reason also, students, in which the earthquake can occur. That is the seismic zone or the fault zone. So let us see. Here it is written also that since earthquakes are caused by the movement of plate, the boundary of the plates are the weak zones where the earthquake are more likely to occur. The weak zones, they are also called as seismic or fault zone. And in India, the area most threatened are Kashmir, western and central Himalayas, whole of northeast, Rann of Kutch, Rajasthan, Indo-Gangetic Plain, and some of the area of the South India also falls in the danger zone. So what is a seismic zone? Basically, the underground movement of the tectonic plates, it makes the boundary between the crust and the mantle weak. See, we know that the layer of the earth is divided into three, that is crust, mantle and core. So, in between to that of the, there is a layer between that of the crust and the mantle. And you see what happened. The tectonic plates are what? They are the upper layer of the mantle. We have understood that the movement of the tectonic plate will causes the vibration. So what are the tectonic plates? These are the upper layer of the mantle. Upper layer of the mantle, it means the lower layer of the crust. Because as the crust finish, mantle start. So the upper layer or the lower layer, it means the layer between that of the crust and mantle, here tectonic plates are present. And because of the presence of these tectonic plates, because of the movement, underground movement of these tectonic plates, it will make the boundary between the crust and the mantle weak. And these weak areas, they are known as seismic or fault zone. Because of that only, they are called as a seismic or fault zone. And the chances of the earthquake is very much in this weak zone. Okay, so weak zones where earthquake are more likely to occur, it is because the layer between the crust and the mantle is weak, so the collision will happen frequently. Now what are these areas? When I said that these are the fault zone, what does that mean? It means these are the zones where the chances of earthquake is quite high. So what are these zones, students? These zones are basically Kashmir, means they are very prone to earthquake, where there is a very more chances of the earthquake to occur. Western and central Himalayas are there, Rajasthan, Rann of Kutch, Indo-Gangetic Plain. These all are the areas, are the place in India which is most threatened and which is very much prone to the earthquake. Okay, so it is called as a seismic zone or that of the fault zone. In this map also, students, this is showing the movement of the earth plate. Okay, so movement of the earth plate, which help us in explaining that these are the reasons where the chances are more, chances of earthquake is quite high. Now, although here we will going to understand about the Richter scale, let me tell you about before that, when we talk about the zones, students, see, there are the place of origin of the earthquake, because if how earthquake occur, we have understood a lot of different uh, causes by which the earthquake occur, but the most important thing that we have understood by all this, that it is the tectonic plate which is responsible for the movement of the earthquake, or it is responsible for the plates to collide with each other, and due to which the earthquake occur. So basically there are two terms, one is focus, another is epicenter. When I talk about focus, what is focus? Focus is that place of the origin of an earthquake inside the earth. It is called as focus. It means the place or the point from inside that of the earth from where the earthquake started, that we called as a focus. Okay, so if suppose if suppose we will say that here this one will be the what, here if suppose the collision between them occur, they are colliding, so this is what, this is that point where they had collided, and this will be what, this will be the focus. This will be the focus. Focus is what, where it is that origin, it is that point where the earthquake occurs inside the earth. And there is another term which we call as an epicenter. What is an epicenter? So the point on the surface of the earth vertically above to that of the focus. If this is the focus, just vertical above to it, this one, if this is the surface of the earth, so this will be called as epicenter. So if this is the focus, so just above to it at the surface of the earth will be the epicenter. Epicenter will be there. Okay, so the point on the surface of the earth just vertically above to that of the focus is called as epicenter. So focus is that particular place inside to that of the earth from where the earthquake started, and the point of the surface which is just above to that of the focus, that we call as a epicenter of the earthquake. So this is the focus and that of the earthquake. Now, how can we measure that what is the magnitude of an earthquake? What is the power of an earthquake? What is magnitude? Magnitude is the amount of energy released during the earthquake. And that will be the power of the earthquake also. Okay, that we can measure or we can say the intensity of an earthquake. So, the magnitude or the power, it can be expressed in term of a scale called as Richter scale. This is the most common scale used for measuring the magnitude of an earthquake. And this name has been given after Charles Francis Richter, who invented this scale. That is why the name is Richter scale. Now, the Richter scale, if we see the Richter scale, students, here it is given that really destructive earthquake have magnitude higher than 7 on the Richter scale. Both Bhuj and Kashmir's earthquake has magnitude greater than the others. Greater than 7.5. So basically, in case of a magnitude of earthquake, what happened? How do we find the intensity of an earthquake with the help of a Richter scale? So intensity of an earthquake on Richter scale, it is measured in number 1 to 10. See, here it is given that really destructive earthquake have magnitude higher than 7 on the Richter scale. And both Bhuj as well as Kashmir, they have the magnitude greater than 7.5. So, see, magnitude of an earthquake, it is measured in Richter scale, and the intensity, how intense an earthquake is, it is, we can measure with the help of a Richter scale, and in the Richter scale, it is divided into a number, and the number is from 1 to 10. And larger the number on the Richter scale, stronger is on the earthquake. It means suppose an earthquake occurs at a place, okay, and we find out the magnitude of earthquake with the help of the Richter scale, and it is what? It is 1. If it is 1, we will say that the magnitude is less. It means the intensity of the earthquake is less. It means the power of an earthquake is less. And obviously, if the power of the earthquake is less destruction will occur. If I'll say that it is 4, then the intensity is higher because the number is increasing on the Richter scale. So the intensity will be quite high. Okay, so what kind of an effect can be shown by them? So if the earthquake measuring intensity up to 1, 2, 3 on the Richter scale, that will causes a mild earthquake only, and this kind of a earthquake is usually not, it cannot be noticed also. While the earthquake of the intensity of 3 to 4, that can cause shaking of the building. So yet it will go, yes, it will going to show, it will going to express the movement by shaking that of the building. So it helps us in telling that the vibrations are produced here. Now what happen if the intensity found out on the Richter scale, it will be 5 or 6. Okay, if it will be 5 or 6. So 5 and 6, it will causes a violent shaking of earth, and that will lead to collapse of the weaker structure. So the weak buildings, they may get collapsed if the earthquake is 5 to 6. And if the earthquake is above 7, it is the strong and it causes widespread destruction. And that is why here it is written that higher than 7 on the Richter scale, that will causes the destructive earthquake, and that will causes a lot of a loss by property also, by person also. In case of a Bhuj or Kashmir, what happened on 26 January 2001, a severe earthquake of intensity of 7.7 on the Richter scale, which occurred near the village of Bhuj. Bhuj is what? It is in Gujarat. And because of that, student, a million of people get, they were destroyed. A million of structure, they get destroyed. There is loss of life. And that will also a lot of uh, uh, structure, historic buildings, that will also get destroyed or damaged because of this earthquake. So both Bhuj as well as the Kashmir, they are having the magnitude which is greater than 7.5. So it is the Richter scale with the help of which we are able to get the magnitude. More will be the Richter scale, more will be the value on the Richter scale, more will be the destruction. Now, see how we can, when we talk about that of the earthquake, we are continuously saying about the seismic waves. It means it is the waves which is responsible for the cause of an earthquake. More will be the vibration produced, more will be the waves. And how we can record these waves? With the help of an instrument called seismograph. So let us see what is a seismograph. You see students, here itself it has explained. As you can see in the picture itself. Right now I was explaining to you about focus and epicenter. See, focus, it is given. This is the focus. And just above to that, this is the epicenter. Okay. So focus is that particular point where the shaking start. It is an origin inside the earth that will causes the shaking of an earthquake, and epicenter is the point which is just vertically above to the focus. That is called as epicenter. Now because of this epicenter, a lot of you see students, there are a lot of a circle you can see. These circles are what? These are nothing but the vibrations or the waves produced as a result of the vibration of an earthquake. So, let us see what are the tremors. So, the tremors produced wave on the surface of earth, and these are called as seismic waves. The waves are recorded by an instrument that is called as seismograph. So vibration are produced with by earthquake. They are detected, they are recorded, and they are measured by an instrument which is called as seismograph. So it is the seismograph which help in recording the tremor which produces the waves, or it help in recording the seismic waves. So how can we see that it works? Let us see the diagram here. So the instrument that we use, the seismograph, it is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum which starts vibrating when tremor occur. A pen is there which is attached with it. See here, a pen is there which is attached with it to the vibrating system. The pen records the seismic waves on the paper which moves under it. By studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of an earthquake, and they can also estimate its power to cause destruction. So, in this instrument, a vibrating rod is there. This is the vibrating rod. A string is there, and this vibrating rod or a pendulum, you can say a pendulum bob is there. It starts vibrating when the tremor occur. Okay, and when the vibration occur, here with the pendulum there is a pen is attached with it, and the tip of the pen, it touches a sheet of a paper which is placed on a rotating drum. So this drum keeps on rotating, and the drum is placed on a fixed base. So what happened when the tremor occur? Then this pen, it starts recording the seismic waves on the paper which moves under it. And by studying these waves, scientists are able to construct a complete map of an earthquake. Okay, so with the help of, you can see the waves are formed here in the chart paper, which is attached or which is placed over that of the rotating drum. And when the tremor occurs, the pen is drawing the seismic waves on the paper, which moves on it, which moves under it, and the movement, it tells the strength of the earthquake occurs. So this is how the seismic waves it works. The vibration produced by it will causes the seismic waves. As you can see here it is the seismic waves, students. These are the seismic waves. This vibration which is produced around that of the focus and epicenter is the seismic waves. Now, when we talk about the Richter scale, we said that the Richter scale, the destructive energy of an earthquake, uh, 6 does not have a 1.5 of the destructive energy of the earthquake of a magnitude 4. It means when we had divided the magnitude from 1 to 10, it does not mean that okay, if there is a difference of a 1 only between 1 and 2, the value that we get on the Richter scale. So there is a lot of a difference when we say that an earthquake occur whose magnitude on the Richter scale is 4 and an earthquake occur whose magnitude on the Richter scale is 6. So you will think that there is only a difference of 2. But actually it is not like that. It is 1000 times destructive. It is actually more destructive than we think. So if an earthquake of a magnitude 6 is there, then it has 1000 times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. So they are quite more destructive than the previous one. It is 1000 times. If it is 6 to 4, it is 1000 times greater than that of the previous one. Okay, now what are the protections that we must take when the earthquake occurs? So, it is really necessary for precautions, and these precautions will going to protect ourselves. So, what are the precautions that we can take, students? So, people living in seismic zone where the earthquake are more likely to occur have to be specially prepared. The buildings in these zones, it should be so designed that they can withstand with the major tremors. Modern building technology can make it possible. Yes. So, the earthquake, the zones, especially the place where there is more chances of a earthquake to be occur, the buildings that should be prepared in such a way that it can withstand, it do not falls when the major tremors happens, even though we are knowing that that particular zone or area is more prone to earthquake. And these kind of a buildings, lot of technologies are there with the help of which it can be built up. So, what are the things that we can do in order to make our structure, our building quite safer? So, for that, it is advisable to make the structure simple so that it is quick safe. So, for that, we must consult a qualified architect and structural engineers. So the houses should be made in such a way by the modern techniques, with the help of the architect, with the help of an engineers, that will going to protect and that will going to withstand long when the earthquake occur. In a highly seismic area, the use of a mud timber is better than using heavy construction material, keeping the roof as light as possible, and in this case the structure fall, the damage will not be heavy. So the roof that will be prepared, it should not be very heavy. It should be made up of a mud or a timber, that if it falls off also, it will not going to harm to the person. It is better if the cupboard and shelf are fixed to the walls so that they do not fall easily. Be careful where you hang wall, clock, photo frames, water heater, etc., so that in the event of an earthquake, they do not fall on the people. So we must keep the things in such a way that if the earthquake occur, that will not going to harm, or that will not going to harm to the other people also. What are the precautions that we can take if we are at home or if we are outdoors? So if we are at home, take shelter under a table and stay there till the shaking stops. Stay away from the tall and heavy objects that may fall on you, and if you are in bed, do not get up, protect your head with a pillow. So basically, if we are inside, we must take care of that. We must, if the earthquake occur, we must go inside that of the table or remain present on the bed by protecting our head with the pillow. That is how we can protect ourselves from the earthquake. If we are outdoors, then we must find a clear spot which is away from the building, and uh, if we are in car or bus, we do not come out and remain inside till the tremor stops. So when there is a clear spot, we find a clear spot. It means if the earthquake occur, do not stand near to that of a tall building, because the chances of this building to be fall off. So we must find a clear spot. And if we are in a closed vehicle, we must we must not come outside, because that can cause a loss. So it will be much better that we remain present inside the car till the tremor stops. Okay.